Hello UPSC aspirants, welcome to GetintoIAS, and this session on decimal fractions is presented by me, MS Geetha Ranjani. First, let's know what is a fraction and what is decimal value, then we can move to the decimal fraction topic. The first one is what is a fraction? Simply stating, fractions are those terms, they have numerator and denominator. Say for example, 3 by 5, 7 by 9, 11 by 20, all are the examples of fraction. The upper part is known as the numerator and the lower part is known as the denominator. Then the next one, what are decimal values? Decimal values are those which are a combination of whole numbers with decimal points. Separated by a dot, the name of the dot is known as the decimal point. Say for example 0.109, which is a decimal number. Here this dot is known as the decimal point, which is combining here the whole number. Here the whole number is not given, so 0 is taken. 0 is a whole number and 109 is a decimal part. Combining these two together, it is said to be the decimal value. One more example, 1.413. This is another example of decimal value. Another example, 19.37. These all are the examples for decimal values. Now, let's see how to convert a fraction into decimal and decimal into fraction, vice versa. First, let's take fraction value, then equivalent decimal value for that. Then again, we are going to convert that decimal value into fraction. Fraction to decimal and the decimal to fraction. Let me take a small example, that is 3 by 5, which is a proper fraction. Decimal value, we are going to convert it into decimal. For that, you can do one thing. Take the numerator part and you want to divide it with the denominator part. What is the denominator here? 5. So, how many times? Here 3 is not divisible by 5. So, I am making 0. So, I am going to include 0 from the outside. So, whenever I am doing this, I want to make a dot over here. How many 5s are in 30? 6 times 5 is 30. So, remainder I got 0. As soon as I got the remainder, you can stop this. Now, what is the result? 0.6. That is the decimal value equivalent to the fraction 3 by 5. Again, what I want to do is how to convert this decimal value into fraction of 3 by 5. Exactly, that is 0.6. You can take it. How many digits after the decimal point? That is to be multiplied. So, here I am taking here to the 10th power, that is 0.6, only one digit. So, 10 value is 10. So, I have taken 10 divided by 1. Here already any number can be written in form of fraction where the denominator will be always equal to 1. So, whenever I am multiplying this 0.6 with 10, that is the numerator, the denominator part is also to be multiplied by the same number. So, after solving these, I will be getting 0.6 into 10 will become 6 and 1 into 10 will become 10. Further simplification divided by 2, this is 3 times, this is 5 times. Thus, we got 3 by 5 again. So, these are the things already we have learnt in the number system basic class. Once again, we have gone through this in order to find decimal fraction concept. Now, let's move on to the concept what is decimal fraction. The next one is what are decimal fraction. The fractions where the denominators are powers of 10. So, the denominator will be the power of 10, that is 10 power 1, 10 power 2, 10 power 3 or 10 power n. Here say for example 10, 100, 1000 etc. Here I have taken 3 examples for the better understanding. So, here first example says 3 by 10, which is a decimal fraction. Why? Because the denominator is the power of 10. Here second example 5 by 100, which is the power of 10, that is 10 power 2, which is presented in the denominator. The third one is 732 divided by 1000. Here in the denominator part you could see that 10 power 3. So, now these all are said to be decimal fractions. In case of these decimal fractions, it is easy to make the decimal values by including only a point. How means Here 3 by 10 is given. So without any calculation to the similar way, because in the earlier stage we have learned that any number can be converted into decimal values only by doing the proper calculation, multiplication and all. Here we are not going to do that anything. Why? Because all the denominators are the powers of 10 simply. So what we are going to do over here is counting the number of zeros. How many zeros? That much of places the decimal point is to be moved. So before entering into that, you want to know the fact any whole number can be converted into a decimal value by including the decimal point at the end of that value, particular value. Say for example, a whole number 3 I have taken. So how to write 3 in the decimal format? Decimal values must include one whole number plus some decimal parts, right? So here whole number is 3. So after that there is no actually decimal value. So what I am doing at the end of 3, I am making the decimal point over there. After that, is there any decimal value? No. For that I am including zeros. So 3 will be equal to 3.00 or 3.0 or 3.00, whatever will be, all these will be equal to 3. Similarly, you can write any other whole number in terms of decimal. You can follow this at the last, you can make the point. One more example, I have taken the number 19. How to write, this is actually a whole number, right? How to write it in the form of decimal is 19.0. You can write like this, 19.00 or 19 point, how many zeros you want, you can make it. Why we are doing all this? In order to make our simplification process easy, that's why we are doing. So before knowing the fact, it is not possible to understand these things. So here this is the basic fact, any whole number can be written in the form of decimal, where the decimal point will be at the end of the value, that is after the value. The next thing, now we are going to convert this 3 by 10 in terms of decimal value. Look at the number 3. Always the decimal value will be at the end of any number. So in order to make 3 divided by 10, how many zeros in the denominator, or what is the power of 10? That is 1. So here 1 digit it want to be moved to the left of 3. So if what will happen if I am removing the decimal point and making it over here, this will become 0.3. 0.3 is nothing but 0.3. That's all. 0.3 is the decimal value for the corresponding fraction 3 by 10. So let me write what is the answer for this, 0.3. So 3 by 10 is 0.3. Now moving on to the second one, 5 by 100. How many zeros here? 2 zeros. So what is the numerator value? 5. Usually without 100, 5 will be possessing the decimal point at the end. So for 2 zeros, I want to move 2 digits to the left side. So this is 1 digit I have crossed. Another digit, there is no digit at all. So I want to make the dot over here. Here I am accommodating 1 digit, that's all. So 2 places moved. What is the number here? You can include 0. So here after putting 0, I can remove the previous dots and all. So now 0.05. So simply it is 0.05. Here whole number which is not given. So we can include 0 here, 0.05. Here also we have taken 0. Why? Because there were no whole number. So finally the answer for this 5 by 100 is, in terms of decimal value, it can be written as 0.05. Finally the last one, 732 divided by 1000. So here what is the decimal value for this corresponding 732 by 1000 is 0.732. Simply I have moved 3 digits to the left. Why? Because 3 zeros at the bottom. Hereafter no need these calculation at all. Directly you can make these calculations. That is the purpose of making decimal fractions concept. The next concept is facts about zeros. Here we have classified the position of zeros in 2 places, that is preceding zeros. Preceding zeros means before a value 0 is written. That is in front of a value we are writing 0. That is called preceding zeros. succeeding zeros means at the end. Can write at the end here simply we can state before the value, here at the end of the value. If you are writing the 0, what will happen? Say for example, preceding zeros, no value with whole numbers. Say for example, if number 3 is taken, it is a whole number. In case if I want to write this 3 in 2-digit places, that is like this, 2 places are allotted, in that I want to write 3 means here I will write 3. In front of 3, I can include 0. You can see the so many times while writing the date of birth and all, they will be writing, people writing 03, that is the date of the person, like that. It is usually the way of writing in the Indian system. So here 03 is written like this. So whenever I am including 0 after the 3, whether it is what, that is without changing the value only, we want to represent anything, right? So here the value is exactly changed, that is 3 which is not equal to 30. So afterwards 0 of writing after the integer which is not allowed. Why? Because the value is totally changed, but it is allowed to write the 0 in front of the integer. That are the things we are learning over facts about 0. So here no value with whole numbers. Preceding zeros, yes, preceding 0 is given. In front of 3 I have written, yes, it has no value, so it is allowed. And at the same time, succeeding zeros in case of whole numbers has value. Has value means entirely the 3's position changed and 0's position also changed. It is giving a separate value of 30, so which is not allowed. So I can write here not allowed simply. Then let's moving on to the decimal numbers. Let me take the decimal number of 0.5. One of the decimal number I have taken. Let's apply the rule facts about zeros, preceding and succeeding zeros over here. First I am doing, this is what actually the given number. So I am taking that 0.5 over here. Now I want to include after that is succeeding zeros, first I have taken. So this is equal to what? 0.5 or 0.50, both are going to be the same value. Why? Because after the decimal point, the ending 0 does not possess any property or value at all. So 0.50 will be equal to 0.5. So without changing the 0.5, I have included 0 at last. So succeeding 0, no value with the decimal numbers. These are the rules, you want to memorize it. So here, which is allowed. Why? Because without changing the value, we can include so many zeros. Here, I am making the same thing in front of the 5. Before the 5, I am including 0, whether it is correct or not. This is wrong. Why? Because 0.5 can be taken as 0.50 and all, which is not equal at all. 0.5 and 0.05, which is not equal. Say for example, if you are writing the paise in terms of decimal, this is known as 50 paise, right? This is known as 5 paise. Both are not equal. So we should not do this. We should not include any zeros in front of the decimal numbers after the decimal point. So here, which is not allowed, has value with decimal numbers. So which is not allowed. So what are the things allowed? We can include preceding zeros before the whole numbers. We can include zeros, that is succeeding zeros, with the decimal numbers. Only these two processes are allowed. This has value with decimal number, preceding zeros with decimal numbers, and succeeding zeros with whole numbers are not allowed. Let's move into the concept. Now let's move on to the question. The first question is 0.234 plus 0.5 plus 0.0056 plus 0.35 plus 3 is equal to what? Always you want to read the numbers after the decimal single. That is, you should not read it as 0.234. You should not read like this. You want to read it 0.234. After decimal, you want to read it separately. Now, let's solve this. How to solve this in the basic way? That is 0.234 is the first number. How to write the second number is, which is 0.5, right? So 0 here, point here, 5 here. Always you want to write the decimal values in the equal position. You should not write it 0.234 here, 0.5. You should not write like this. This is the correct way of doing. So the next one is 0.0056. 0056. What is the next number? 0.35. At last it is given whole number. Here as of now we didn't have any whole number. Here we got whole number. Whole number means after that it is to be assumed the decimal point is there. Now after that no values given, you can include 0 or many zeros. Here you want to count the number of digits after the decimal point which is higher. This is the highest one having 4 digits. So you want to make everywhere 4 digits. For that you can do 0, 0, 0, 0. That is the concept we are using here. Succeeding zeros after the decimal number. It is possible without changing the number. You can add succeeding zeros. Now that's all. So 3 can be written as 3.0000. Now you can simply add all the terms. So here which is 6. Here 4 plus 5 which is 9. Here 3 plus 5 which is 8. 2 plus 5, 7 plus 3, 10 carry over 1. The excess can be taken as usual carry over. So 3 plus 1, 4. Finally, the answer for the question is 4.0896 which is given in the option C. The next question given here is 3 minus 1.234. Again 3 is a whole number. So after that you can make decimal point minus 1.234. So after the whole numbers you can equalize with the help of succeeding zeros. Now you can subtract 10 minus 4, here 10, this is 9, this is 9 and this is 2. 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 3 is 6, 9 minus 2 is 7 and 2 minus 1 is 1. Finally, answer for this question is 1.766 which is given in the option C. Moving on to the next question, 0.07 into 0.006 is equal to what? Generally, you will be using the traditional multiplication technique over here, but it is time consuming. So let's follow the strategy over here. So you know this is simply 7, simply 6. Without looking at the 0 point and all, you can simply ignore other values, only looking at 7 here. This is 6 here. 7 into 6 which is going to be 42. So here the somewhere the answer it will be in term of 42. It may be 0.42 or 0.0042 or 0.000042. So many options are given in the options in this way. So here how to determine the correct position of the 42. So let's take how many digits after decimal here? 2 digits. Here how many digits? 1, 2, 3, 3 digits. So however, whenever you are doing multiplication after the decimal point, how many digits? You can add up in both the sides. So 2 plus 3 digits, this is equal to 5 digits. So 5 digits after the decimal. So here you can allot the places for the whole number after the decimal 5 digit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all. So this is what result. How did we determine 5 places here? Because here 2 digits, here 3 digits after the decimal. So after the decimal 2 plus 3, 5 I have allotted. Simply here this is the place which is allotted for the whole number. If there is number you can write. Otherwise you can make 0 over here also. Now what is the result number? 7 into 6 which is 42. Always start to write this 42 from the right corner. So I am writing 2 here, 4 here. So exists no values, so simply you can allot 0, 0, 0. Here also the whole number is 0. Simply the answer for this question is 0.00042 which is given in the option B. The next question is 0.3 into 0.03 into 0.003 into 3 which is equal to what? Here also the 4 options are given in terms of 8 and 1. So let's solve it. 0.3 into 0.03 into 0.003 into 3 which is equal to what? Here let's count the number of digits after the decimal. Here 1 digit, here 2 digit, here 3 digit, here no digit 0. So simply what you want to do for multiplication, you want to add up all the digits 1 plus 2 plus 3, totally 6 digits. Now allotting the result. For the result, always you want to make the whole number place after decimal point. After that, 6 digits you want to allot. 3, 4, 5, 6 places allotted. Now, you can simply consider what are the numbers here except zeros and decimals. 3 into 3. 3 into 3, here 9. Here 3 into 3, here also 9. 9 into 9, this 9 into this 9, which is 81. So finally I got the result 81. How to write that 81? For that we have allotted the place clearly. So 81 can be written first 1, then 8 like this. Excess numbers ought to be filled up with zeros because no any other number, right? So here the result I got 2 digit. So excess I am making 0. What will you do if you are getting 7 or 8 digit number over here? Simply you want to write all the numbers. The excess numbers ought to be written after 6 digit in the whole number place always. Now we got zeros. So simply I am including 0, 0, 0 and 0. Finally the answer for this question is 0.4 times 0 with 8 and 1, which is given in the option C. The next question dealing with the division part, that is 0.0055 divided by 0.11. 0.0055 divided by 0.11. What is the answer? Here you are having 4 different options dealing with 5 and 1.5. So here the usual procedure to solve this will be 0.0055 divided by 0.11. Always you will be multiplying with 10 power n. Why? Because you want to make this number into a whole number. So here how many number of digits? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 power 4. If it is given 5 digits after decimal, you want to take 10 power 5. So divided by 10 power 4. Why? Because whenever you are multiplying the numerator with somewhat power, you want to do the same process with the denominator also. Now you can solve it. 10 power 4 can be written as 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. Here also I am doing the same process. Whenever you are multiplying a decimal point with 10, one place will be moved to the right. Clear? So here first 10 I am multiplying with that. So this decimal point will go and it will be placed over here. So this 10 is cancelled. For the next 10, this decimal point will be moving on to the right side. So while multiplying with this 10, this decimal point will move over here. So we can eliminate these zeros and all. It is not required at all. Then the next one, if you are multiplying with this 10, you will get this decimal point will move near 5, that is 5.5. So at last, if you are taking the last 10, you will be getting this decimal point after the whole number. So it will become an entire number. 55 point is known as 55. That's all. Now let's move on to the denominator part. First 10 I am multiplying with this number. So this decimal point will move between two ones. So this 0 will get cancelled automatically. Now next 10 I am taking this decimal point will move on to the next level, that is to the right side. Now I got 11 point. 11 point is a whole number. Let's take it now. 55 on the numerator, no 10s at all, leave it. In the denominator 11 point is 11. Then here we are having here one time, here 10 into 10. So into, you can take 1 here, 10 into 10. What is 10 into 10? 10 into 10 is 100 simply. So you can make it 100. Now you can solve it further. 55 into 1 is 55. 11 into 100 is 1100. Now you can cancel and get the answer. These are all the process using traditional way. Also you are going to learn it under the smart way. Let's solve it first. So divided by 11, 5 times 11 here, 1 time 11, 0, 0. 5 by 100. Finally I got 5 by 100, which is in the form of fraction, but all the options are given in terms of the decimal value. So for the decimal fraction, what is the main theory of decimal fraction? How many numbers, that much of digit, the decimal point should be moved to the left. So I am having here 2 digits. So 2 places I am moving to the left from the 5. So I will be getting here 0.05. From this point, decimal point, I have moved 2 places and filled with 0. 0.05 is the answer for this question, which is given in the option C. Now we are going to do the same problem under the smart way. Under the smart way, we are required to do the balancing process. Balancing process means how many digits after the decimal in the numerator? 4 digits. Here how many digits after the decimal? 2 digits. So here 4, here 2, not balanced. So we want to make here 2 more digits. So 2 plus 2, here we will be getting 4 digits. So here for that, simply I am including 2 zeros. That's all. As soon as I have included 2 zeros, I will be getting here 0.0055 by 0.1100. Whenever these 2 digits are equal, that is after the decimal point, here 4 means definitely you can cancel the 0 and point together. Now read the value. What is the value? 55. So write down 55 on the numerator. Now read this value on the denominator, 1100. We can simply cancel this. Divided by 5, 5 times, here 100 times. 5 by 100 is nothing, 0.05, which is given in the option C. The next question is 0.72 divided by 0.00018. You can also do the same process what we have followed in the previous question, that is balancing process. Balancing process, here we got 2 digit, here we got 5 digit. In order to make here 5 plus 3 digits required after the decimal point. So for that, simply I am including 3 zeros. Now what is the value? Can remove all these 2, 3 and all. This is the required value. So as soon as here how many digits? After 0 decimal point 5 digits. Here after decimal point 5 digits. So what will be happen? If both are balanced, automatically the 0 and point will get cancelled. Now read the number. This number is 72,000. What is the number in the denominator part? Which is simply 18. Now we can cancel with the suggested number, that is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 8 times 9 is 72. So 8000 by 2, again I am cancelling. I got 4000. So answer for the question is 4000, which is given in the option D. In this session, we have learned the basics about the fractions. In the next session, we are going to learn about basic operations with fractions. Subscribe our channel for more upcoming videos.